I thought about killing myself for a few months um last year. So it's July 2025 now. So like October, maybe no, probably like November, December, January, February. So during like the November, December period, I was in law school and I was also very religious at the time, like Christian, like I was raised Christian. Now I'm not at all. I guess I'm kind of like spiritual now, but I guess what led to it, and also I was suicidal as a kid, but maybe I'll about that after. But kind of what led to it was, to be honest, I don't really know exactly what triggered it, but I'll kind of talk about it. So my law school experience was pretty shitty because I pretty quickly realized that the legal system and laws and basically just the whole foundation of society was based on a sham. Like I was thinking the other day, I was like, 2-year-olds would be better lawyers and people that run the country than like the current way the system is. And I mean, that makes sense based on like how secret societies run the world, essentially. Like, I don't know if I talked about this in my other video, but like The Biggest Secret by David Icke and The Truth Shall Set You Free, like where he goes really in on just like how the same kind of societies have run the world for like thousands of years. But yeah, I think that maybe kind of started to trigger it is like I basically realized that like these judges, these judges, these lawyers, mainly it was like the judges' decisions. I was like, they're just like playing with people's lives. And I kind of got into law in the first place because I wanted to like help. I was like into civil rights. So I was like, oh, like I want to help protect people's like right to just say, for example, free speech or like, right, to protect like against like racial discrimination or my views on all these things also have changed completely at this point. Like I'm a whole lot less interested in race. I think it's pretty clear at this point that like the struggle is more against like the global elite, against like the entire world that's like mind controlled. But okay, let me stay on topic. But yeah, I realized that the whole foundation was a sham. And then so I went into psychosis like end of November, basically because I don't know exactly why, but I know that I was it was like around Thanksgiving and yeah, I was basically feeling really shitty. I know like leading up to this point too, like I would have like phone calls with like my sister and my parents where I'd be like crying on the phone and being like, the legal system is like a piece of shit. Like it doesn't care about us. And, people are so like two-faced and like actually like just terrible people. Abuse of power, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, I think that led up to it. But I'm trying to really think about like why I was trying to kill myself. I think okay, so I think it got to a point where when I went to the hospital for like I went from like head pain and like stomach pain, but I ended up like telling the nurse I was like I'm having suicidal thoughts. And she was like, "Do you know how you would do it?" And I told her I was like, "Oh, I'd pretty much just Google like the easiest way to kill yourself." And I saw this all in my report after too, but I mean I remember it. But yeah, so that happened. I'm trying to remember like the motivation for it though. Oh, okay, I get it now. So I think the law school was like probably like maybe 25 to 50%. The other half of it was I grew up with childhood trauma, I guess. So I was like physically, I need to say this very straight. I was physically and emotionally abused as a child, meaning my parents, or mainly like my dad, but my mom would also be like my dad would like physically discipline me, like whippings, spankings, whatever. I would take off all my clothes or pull down my pants or whatever, and my mom would physically, like, grab me. I don't know if I can't really remember if she, like, actually, like, slapped me, but probably, and then, hit me or whatever, yelled and, like, banged on tables, and, like, it was just, like, a very, like, loud environment, and then, like, emotional abuse was, like, basically, like, I would have, like, conditional love, based on, like, basic like, h how I performed either in school or just, like, how I performed, like, how I was as a kid, and, like, if I got into trouble, like, or if I did something that they didn't like. Okay, so this kinda ties in, I guess, to what I said before about how I was suicidal as a kid. So I would, like, anytime, like, I would get in trouble, I just felt, like, betrayed by my parents because I was like, why the hell, like, would you beat me for, like, doing something, that you say is wrong? But, obviously, like, there's a reason behind why I did it. I might not have been able to explain it while I was a little kid, but, um, looking back on it, I kinda know why I did a lot of these things, and most of it was kinda based out of just, like, the same kind of ways I feel now about, like, what I discovered about the world, about how everything is kind of just really fake, and, like, everybody's kinda, like, putting on this mask, or maybe not even everybody's putting on this mask, but I just felt like, not that I was smarter than everybody else, but, like, I just felt like I would goof off a lot, like, in school, for example, because I would be kinda like, "This is a fucking waste of time." Um and like, what the hell are we doing? We could do this a lot easier, a lot better in a lot of different ways. Like, I don't know. Um, Side note, I also skipped first grade, but I ended up transferring schools later, and then I did fourth grade twice. So I was in the same age as like my class. But yeah. So anyways, the parents part was part of it too, because yeah, I was, abused growing up, and I basically okay, so what happened was, okay, now it's coming back to me more. It's like I was remembering how, um, when I went home for Thanksgiving break from school, from law school, I was like, I was very religious at the time, and then I remember I was in the kitchen with my dad, and then I told him I was like, I just feel like there are like bad spirits around me, and when I'm here in the house, like, at my childhood house, like, and, I didn't feel comfortable, like, cause I got back, and everything just kinda felt weird, honestly, like, I was, like, they were improving the house in different ways, my dad was showing me around, and, like, this is so weird, like, he would, like, he was showing me, for example, a TV he put outside, like, outside of the house, and I'm taller than my dad, so I was, like, looking down on him. I'm like 6'4" though, he's like 6 feet. Um, so yeah, anyways, I was looking down at him, and he was like smiling, like so happy. He was like, "Oh, like, check this out, son." And in my mind, I'm just thinking like, I fucking hated you growing up. Like, I fucking hated you. I hated how you took advantage of me. That's how I felt when I would be disciplined. Like, I hate that you took advantage of me. I hate that you never listened to me. And I hate how you made me feel. Um, so he's like smiling, looking at me, and I'm like kind of smiling back. But in my head, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, and I also like ran through my head like, how would it feel like if I just snapped right now and I just started like physically fighting him? Like, now that I'm 26, and I was 25 at the time, but now that I'm mid 20s and like bigger, and you know, not saying that I would beat him in a fight, but like, I would definitely fuck him up. Like, He's also kind of older now, so it's kind of not that impressive. But it's just, yeah, it's just kind of like the principle, the fact that like I was like, man, like I could just like get back at you, but I'm not going to. And I just kind of like felt that pain in my head. And I think later, like I said, I had that conversation in the kitchen. I think also like, I think after that, I was like, oh yeah, like I'm just trying to fly back to school, um, because I don't want to stay here anymore. And he was like, well, just like try to wait it out, maybe like try to see. And I kind of talked to him at that point. I was like, I wished like instead of like investing all of this in the house, like you actually invested in our relationship. And he was like, well, this house is like going to you all, like me and my sister, yada yada yada. Anyways, we ended up going to dinner because I was like, okay, I'll give it another night. And then at the dinner, I remember I told my mom and my dad that I was like, I was suicidal. I forgot the way I said it though. I was like, I think I told him like you all make me want to kill myself. And then after that, they were kind of just staring at me. My mom put out her phone. Um, I don't know how much information I should share, but my parents are both psychiatrists, so they're in the field of like medicine, I guess, and like doctors. So my mom like put out her phone and like started reading these stories about like kids that were suicidal, I guess, and like um it just felt so out of touch. Like it just like why she just literally just started reading these like names and not names, like stories. And I was like, I just feel like I don't get my parents at all, y'all. Like I don't know what the fuck they're made out of, but it's not the same shit I'm made out of. Like, what the fuck? So she started doing that. My dad's kind of just sitting there. Later I talked to him about it, and then my dad was, I guess, like, oh, we were so shocked, like we didn't know what to do. And I was like, y'all like didn't even just want to like come over and hug me. Like at this point, I think I started saying that and then I think I started crying or something, but whatever. Started reading those names, and I was just like, I don't care about school, like insert school name. I don't care about this school, and I don't care about because she was all talking before about how like, oh, like she was talking to one of her our family friends. Then they were saying like, oh, like you're the best thing now. You got your thing going on with law school, and you're gonna be successful or whatever. But I was just like, I don't care about any of this. And you know, I don't know if I asked them for a hug or whatever, but I know that they came over and gave me a hug, and I was like this was real. And I was like, I never even felt like I had physical touch with you all for a while. Like I honestly like since a kid, and I think also because like I was averted to like physically like touching them and hugging them because like I would literally like either my body would like flinch or react like pulling away from like any physical touch with them, just because of my experiences growing up. But yeah, so I'm trying to keep on track with this story of like how I'm telling this. So yeah, so that happened at that dinner. Um, And then I stayed the night, but then I like woke up at like 4 or 5 a.m. and I was like, look, I gotta buy a flight back. But it was so fucked up, y'all, because like I was like going through it, like the psychosis like fucked me up bad. I don't know if it was just psychosis or also just like feeling like mentally unstable, but like um feeling like I couldn't trust anyone. Like I changed my phone number so that like nobody who had my phone number before could contact me. I was like trying to self-isolate. I think it was also like depression and all that stuff too, but I closed like I closed my old bank and opened up a new bank account. That because my old bank, I forgot about this. Yeah, my old bank was still actually connected to my dad's account. Like it was an account that we made years ago, and it was like connected to his, so he could like make transfers. I couldn't see his account, but he could see my account. And I think at this time I was like starting to realize like I need to like fully separate. Like I was canceling like my subscriptions that I shared with them and like buying my own, basically just like trying to become my own separate person. Because I think at this time I was kind of just like Yeah, so maybe this is the core of it. Like, I think they were the cause of a lot of the suicidal thoughts that I was having, but it was bigger than them at a certain point too. Um, but yeah, I was like disconnecting our accounts, and anyways, at the time, I was switching bank accounts essentially, and I didn't have, for some fucking stupid ass reason, it's fucking stupid. It's like you can't even access your own fucking money these days. I don't know. I took my money out of the bank, but because I didn't take it out in cash, I took it out in a cashier's check, which I thought was equivalent to cash, and I gave it to the bank that I was transferring it to. They were like, "Oh, we gotta wait 7 to 10 business days." So I was like, "Okay, so I'm basically broke for the next 7 to 10 days." Should have thought of a better way to transfer banks. But yeah, I couldn't really do anything. I was like calling my sister for like an Uber when I came back. I had my parents buy me the flight. And yeah, I got back and then they flew out there, y'all. Like they flew back out and I was just like, my fucking God. Like I was literally like, you all are the cause of all my pain and suffering and like trauma and like suicidal thoughts. And then y'all come out there and like, this is what I'm saying. Like we're not, I don't know what they're made out of. Seems like everything I say just like goes in one ear and out the other, or they just like they interpret it differently. I have no idea. It's like we're speaking another language sometimes. Um, but yeah, so they flew out there, and then it's like a day or two into it, like I just felt sick, and then I went to the hospital, and then I also told them at the hospital I was suicidal, and then I was also like, I want to see a psychiatrist because I wanted to like get help with my childhood trauma because I never really truly addressed it. And I forgot that I'd like been diagnosed with like PTSD before. Um, and then what happened after that? Yeah, I was in the hospital, and then I got released. Got released. I was like, it was like Thursday to Monday or something, or like yeah, whatever. It was like literally the day of Thanksgiving. Yeah, that I went. So I got out, and then my dad picked me up, and I was mad at them in the hospital too because I was like, get me the fuck out of here. They're not actually helping me. Like I still think that the care was terrible. Like, and I don't think any medical. I think everybody kind of knows this. Like, I even talked to my psychiatrist now about like how medicine is also just fucked up. Kind of just like how law is fucked up. Like it's all based on like one way of doing medicine, and none of it's like actually like addressing the core problems or like it's all just kind of about like oh feel like A, prescribe B, sort of thing. And it's very like not nuanced or like not natural at all. Anyways, I left. I was mad at my dad because I had talked to him on the phone during it, and he was like, "Oh, you should stay there." I was like, "Get me out of here, be an advocate for me." And he was like, "No, I think you need to stay." So I got like I found how to. My roommate told me about this too. It was like how you could get like an attorney to represent you to get a hearing to leave, and I ended up doing that, but I ended up not needing it because I got out like the next Monday or Tuesday or something, and then I went back to my place, and at this point, I was like, I'm gonna leave school on like medical leave. Cause like I just wasn't like it was like about to be exams, and I was like, ain't no fucking way I'm about to take a fucking exam. Any multiple, definitely not multiple exams. I already felt bad about law school anyway because I was like, I don't want to fucking do this anyway. FYI, I fully withdrew at this point. I think I said that in the last video, but yeah. Um, okay, so anyways, that was like part one, I guess, of everything of suicidal. So I ended up moving back home, but I moved to the place I am now, which is separate from my parents' my childhood home. This is a home that they bought recently, and I'm staying here by myself because I basically told them like I don't want to see y'all. Like literally, like I don't allow them to call me or text me. I don't allow anybody to call me or text me actually. Like my sister either. I'm just like trying to detox like all the notifications and shit on my phone. But yeah, they can only email me, or call me in emergencies. But yeah, they can only email me. And I still feel a way about them. Like I'm still trying to like fully separate myself and like not have to deal with them ever again. I think there's like a little bit, tiny bit of me that's like, oh, like keep them in your life, like just for the fuck's sake, and I mean for shit's sake. I don't know, just because it's like it'd be fun sometimes, but 99% of me is like get them the fuck out. And yeah, anyways, I came here and then I started getting even more suicidal thoughts. I was taking medication or whatever, like antidepressants and all that shit. Risperidone, like for psychosis, most of which I still take now. And but I was having suicidal thoughts because more at this point, I think was because I was like, what the fuck is the point of life? Like, why am I here? Like, it got so bad that I was just like, I would honestly just like rather not wake up in the morning. And in a way, that's still true, but it's not true now because sure, I would like to go to sleep and not wake up. But I guess at some point I came to a realization, not a realization, but I kind of started believing that like death really actually isn't the end. Like I started like getting like deeply like into like, okay, like how the fuck are humans like we're not our bodies, like we're like ideas, like we're like a spirit inside of a body, like we didn't choose our body, we kind of just have a soul, I guess, like inside of a body. I like there's not really words to explain it, but I kind of decided, I was like, I thought about it deeply. And I also like actually I'm still into this, like I watch a lot of like gore videos, like best gore websites and like websites where they basically show people killing themselves, getting killed, getting like severely injured, like like bad accidents, people jumping off of buildings. Like for some reason that like excites me in a way, and I don't know if it's connected to like my childhood trauma or something else, but it just brings me so much joy. I don't know if it's joy, but it brings me like so much like comfort, excitement to see somebody in like severe pain or like killing themselves or dying. Um, Still to this day, because it's like, okay, maybe it's like somebody I feel recognized me or something. I don't know. Yeah, they also have like videos of like gang killing, like like what is it like? What do you call the drug dealers? I fucking forget. People that like do drugs, like those gangs. People that transfer the drugs, those gangs, and like they execute people, beheadings, and all that stuff. Hopefully I can say all this on YouTube. Anyways, yeah, I got to a point. Now I'm trying to figure out exactly like what time in this point I was like, what motivated me to be like, I don't want to really wake up, because I think I hadn't read those life changing books yet by David Icke, and because I think those books by David Icke actually saved my fucking life. Like they actually like made me like realize like, okay, like, which I really encourage y'all to read, like if y'all are into that. But I was like, I'm not crazy. Like this world is fucking crazy, or not even this world. It's like the people that control this world are fucking crazy. I'm not the crazy one. Like I look at everything so differently now. Like I basically look at all the news as a fucking joke. Like the world is the Illuminati stage, and we're all just like watching this show. A lot of like the protests and shit are like manufactured. Um, you know, and I finally feel like I can actually be understood. All right, this video is getting kind of long, 24 minutes. I'll try to wrap it up soon. What else? So yeah, that was that. So yeah, I was like literally like waking up every day. I would be crying and I'd be like, fuck, I don't want to wake up. I don't want to keep living. And but some for some reason, I think the only reason like I never actually did it was because it was just like I didn't want to actually experience the pain of killing myself. Um, and it wasn't easy for me, I don't think, to to like obtain like a firearm or, you know, something that would make it easy to kill myself. And I think I also had a bit of like pain of like how my how people would feel on Earth if I left. But I remember going back when I before I flew back to law school, and I was in the car with my dad. He was like, "Oh, like can we make a promise?" Like I made a promise like with my brother to be like, if you feel a certain way, like you give me a call. Like if you ever feel like killing yourself, you give me a call. And I remember telling him I was like crying at this point. I think I was like, no, like I'm not gonna guarantee to you that I'm not gonna kill myself. Which now I'm like, maybe I should tell him, but honestly, at this point, that's just in the past, bro, for real. What else? Okay, yeah, I think that kind of sums it up. How I thought about killing myself. Now it's like I'm not even really bothered by death. Like I'm like, when it happens, it happens. Like now I'm kind of viewing life as like it's actually kind of weird. Like I view life as like I died already. So it's like kind of weird. It's kind of bad sometimes because I almost have like a certain level of nonchalantness where I'm like I really couldn't give a fuck like what happens like if I go broke or like whatever. But obviously I wouldn't let myself, and I have so much of a support system too that I don't think that would ever happen. But I kind of live life now like I'm like post death, where it's like, okay, like if I had died, what would it feel like if I came back to Earth and was like, here's like, now you're living, like you died, but now you're living again, and you're just like post death life. It's like kind of a weird way to think about things, but it makes me feel like I don't know. Um, I can do anything, or like I don't have to care so much. Like in the last video, I don't care anymore. Like none of this is fucking real. Like none of this is real. Like it doesn't matter. I could say whatever the fuck I want to say. I like to fuck children, and like it wouldn't mean anything, you know. Sure, as you could say like legal implications, but like all that shit doesn't even matter at the end of the day. Like nothing actually matters. Like we all end up dead. Every and that's like I think part of the trick that like the secret societies and like society, like the people, the global elite that's in control, like makes us feel like our life is like so important or whatever. It's like no, like we literally all end up in the same place. We all came from the same place. We all started the same. We all end the same. So anybody in the middle talking about self-made and all this other bullshit is fucking ridiculous. But yeah. Anyways, I think that's pretty much sums up how I thought about killing myself, and yeah, the whole period, and then like how as a kid and thinking about it too. How I thought about, I don't know if I said this, but I was walking in the laundry room and thinking about like downing bleach, and I was never really like into cutting myself or like self harm, other than like I was very risky. Like I would always be like I would go towards risk, like speeding or just being like very, I guess not overconfident, but yeah, like I would just like say whatever I want, in a lot of situations, maybe it'll be inappropriate. And as a like tiny little kid, I remember this was so tiny, but like I like fell in a hallway, and like my teacher was like dismissive of me, and I like picked on the like scar. It wasn't even a scar, it was just like a little rug burn, but I picked at it to make it start bleeding, to make it look like I was in more pain. Cause I feel like I was always yelling as a kid, like I'm hurt, somebody help me, and nobody actually came to help. Um, so yeah, I never got into like cutting myself, but I think all my self harm was kind of like feeling shameful and like feeling like I'm not worth a piece of shit. I think this is also tied into like while I was killing myself, I also felt like I wasn't worth shit, like I was worthless. I had no like, it's not even self confidence. It's more like I don't know about self love. It's just kind of just like yeah, I'm like I'm a piece of shit. I'm not worth anything, and that's kind of it, you know. So it's 30 minutes now, so I'll wrap it up. But yeah, let me know what y'all think. If y'all thought about killing yourselves, your story. But yeah, it feels good to like put this out on the internet and like connect with y'all. I didn't know my last video. I was not expecting that to get 120 views. I think it's at this point. Because it was like at 1 view, 2 views, and then I woke up this morning and it was like 120. So I was like, shit, maybe I should talk again. Maybe I should, you know? And especially after that I don't care video anymore, where I said, I feel like I said like so much fucking shit. And I saw a comment, somebody was like, nobody wants to hear this from a raging homosexual. I just want to reply like LMAO. It's like, I just don't care anymore. Like, I don't care. Like, I'll be honest with y'all. Like, yeah, I don't think like being into kids is like wrong. Like, obviously, being abused, like, I feel like abuse is wrong, but I don't think that's necessarily like age is just honestly a number. And like, you know, even there were people that I wanted to hook up with when I was a kid, you know, that would have been illegal. You know, all this stuff in, you know, previous societies was not the same. You know, this 18 and 21-year-old shit is just all new. What else? Anything else I can just throw in here before it ends? I don't know. We'll save the rest for another video. But yeah, I don't care anymore. This is it. This is the raw, honest life. This is shirtless. This is fucking I just woke up. Didn't fucking do, I mean, I saw I got really do my hair, but it's, yeah, I just got it cut recently, so it's kind of chilling. But yeah, anyways, I don't even want to tell y'all to fucking like or subscribe. Like, if y'all want to fucking do that shit, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I feel like it's just gonna happen if it happens. And then, you know, this is kind of me living life, you know, in easy mode now. Like, I don't give a fuck anymore. Hopefully I can make money off of this some fucking day, so I don't have to go back to this fucking dead ass, stupid ass world. Okay, bye.